Wow, the smile on my face right now is the like I started on time. It's the timeliness of me starting this video. So this is it. This is going to be the Pick-a-Propecy. The vessels that I wanted to use, I couldn't find, and I had just seen them. I've just seen them recently. Everything is open today because I don't want to overheat. I want to be comfortable while I do this, and it's symbolic of whatever, you get me in whatever state today. But I am going to change this up from a little bit. I'm going to change it up a little from how I thought I was going to do it. There's La Garza again, the storks. The storks have been coming out like crazy. Ooh, and then the ring at the bottom of the deck. And I say ooh because of the sun, the glint, the glimmer. So if you're watching this, you don't have to refresh. There is no error. I turned off the live chat for this one. These prophecies are things that I'm going to leave the comments on. I almost had a thought to turn those off too, but it's fine. The comments will be on after the video, but live chat will be off for you to sit in reflection with you and how these prophecies, how the readings will resonate for you, if they resonate for you. In the thumbnail, you can see the 3 different wines that I'm going to be using. The thing that I'm going to do differently is that I'm going to use the Lenormand for the prophecy, and then I'm going to clarify using tarot for the vessels. Yes. So there's the little red plastic solo cup. There is the shot glass I got from Holy Island. And then there is a little teacup that actually my best friend made. So I made the plate. Well, I painted the plate and he painted the teacup. Oh, I just called that man my best friend. It's fine. The one that I go visit in London. I don't know. I've obviously worked through the resistance with calling her my best friend because typically the title of best friend is reserved for females in my life because they just earn it, Not earn it, they deserve it because they deserve it. And he's had to earn it. I mean, I guess they all, we earn it with each other through trustworthiness and steadfastness and presence and being there, And he's done that, so. Anyway, these cards are a little bit of a struggle to get out of the box. But yeah, I turned the live chat off, so you did not do anything wrong. You are not doing anything wrong. I know that it is not working. The only thing will be if anything stops working, I won't have y'all in the chat, specifically Kirsty here lately, to let me know that it's not working. But yeah, I'm going to do this one by one because I don't want to have all 3 just sitting outside of the refrigerator. I've already had my pizza. So shout out to Everlong Mystic. I got something on my stomach. And there we go. That's all of them. So I'm going to use the La Santa Muerte Lenormand for the first one. I don't think you can see my cursor. But for the prophecy on the left, I'm going to use the La Santa Muerte Lenormand. For the prophecy in the middle, I'm going to use the expanded Gilded Reverie Lenormand. For the prophecy on the right, I'm going to use the Mirror Truth Lenormand. And I'm going to use the Spirit Keeper's Tarot for all. Yes, that's how I'm going to do it. And the reason why I did it that way, or why I'm doing it that way, is although the SKT can be very woo-woo, just for the sake of, not struggling to find a word, it can be very like, whoo, sometimes, like way up here. But I think the vessel for the prophecy should be a little bit more defined than the prophecy itself. And so that's why I'm going to use the tarot. And then just use, like, the goal is 2 to 3 Lenormand cards for the prophecy itself. And then with the tarot, we can see how it sort of filters and falls out, right? So right now, while I'm explaining this to you, I'm just shuffling it up. I'm going to take these off of the table. And then I need to shuffle the SKT. And then I'll be ready to start. Now, the first one, I said I'm going to use the something right there. Yeah, it's in my hand. Nice. So this is how I'm just going to place these in the order of how I'm going to use them. And we'll see what's up, It's a general reading, just like any other general reading. We don't necessarily have to attach any more or less significance to anyone. I guess unless you're necessarily feeling it at that moment. Like if you're watching it and it's resonating because of something that you are currently actively more so involved with, then yeah, it'll be a little bit more, salient or relevant at that time. So it might be a little more, you might have a little more, you know what I'm trying to say. Archangel of Mysteries is here to greet me. The angel who illuminates the shadow, right? Is that what it says? Angel who illuminates the shadow. I love to see the Archangel of Mysteries with the joyous one. Well, that is happening. But I love to see the Archangel of Mysteries as I, do this Pick-a-Propecy. Just stroke my ego a little bit, It's not, it's validating, it's confirmation. Okay, so instead of cutting to the whatever OBS thing as I get up and go grab this bottle of wine, I am going to give you this image. And then I also want to put a little, like just a dot or something. How did I do it before? Is it an image? No. I'll just do text, and the text will be a V. There you go. Like pointing to the one that I will be reading. And I guess we're going to start with this prophecy. I wish I could rotate these. Where is Robert? I feel like I've never called that man Robert in my life. What? Sorry. I need to rotate it like 45 degrees. I feel like if you hold a button, it'll do whatever. Well, anyway. Instead of the V, I'm actually going to do a caret. Because then I can put it under it. I don't want to obstruct anything. There you go. Am I going to timestamp this? Sure. Let me open a sticky note. Well, I can do the timestamp in the description box in between. And I'll timestamp when I actually bring the bottle back. So they'll be a little tighter. This is your reminder that timestamps on this channel are approximations. Bringing in the vessels, the cups. I didn't want to say shot glass, so we're calling them vessels. And for some reason, I'm keeping the little dish that I set them on here too. I don't question things, I just go with it. Says the guy who questions so many things. Okay, so prophecy number 1. I'll read you the label. This is a Sauvignon Blanc, 2021 California. At Prophecy Wines, our inspiration comes from the beauty of the harvest, and our premier vineyards are individually selected to bear each of the varietal's defining characteristics. Prophecy Sauvignon Blanc showcases aromas of grapefruit, lychee, and Meyer lemon, offer crisp citrus refreshment and hints of fresh cut grass. There you go. So I have Le Botelle. I have La Botella de Vino. Use some of that Spanish I learned on Duolingo. So, like, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, wait. Oh, see, I don't have any other. I was going to use the teacup as the neutral, whatever. So I could just, like, get into the energy of the prophecy. But now it's going to come through a vessel. Give me 1 second while I contemplate how I will do this. No, I have 2. I actually have 3 other shot glasses. I have a Harley Davidson one that I got from the Harley Davidson Museum. I have I have one with a tuxedo on it that my Sagittarius best friend, that isn't Reem, I guess, that she got for me when she went to a formal event. And then I have the other 2 glazed ones that I wanted to use. And I know I just saw them. So give me another moment. I'm going to take another lap to try to find something neutral to put these in. Or to at least get started, The fourth vessel has been located. Okay, we're ready. So this is actually one of the ones that I wanted. I'm not, the best artist, okay? But this is actually one of the ones that I wanted to use in the prophecy. But it's going to be our neutral tester. I'm just going to type the timestamp in here really quick. 19. Say 1945. All right. As always, I encourage anyone and everyone to drink responsibly and according to whatever laws apply to them. I'm going to pour up this first one. I'm going to take the shot and I'm going to shuffle a Norman. I'm going to try to not make any faces, but that would be expecting a lot from me. And then I'll hold up the vessel before each one. I'm not going to timestamp each individual vessel, but I will come over here. Oh, since I don't have live chat on, I don't really have to pay attention to this screen outside of the time when I need a timestamp. So I can just come over here and move this. What I will do is give me one moment. I'll put a text box over here. Over here. So that you know which one I'm doing. The Roman numeral I or I will be the prophecy. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, and 3 will be the vessel. This, the Holy Island, will be 1. The teacup will be 2. And then the small solo will be 3. And then again, that will be the neutral one. So just need a tiny text box. I'm going to need my keyboard. Actually, no. That is not small enough. So top right. And then that way you can follow through within each timestamp to where the vessel that you choose is. So 2 to 3 Lenormand cards. Basically as vague as possible. Not that, 2 to 3 Lenormand cards is vague, but... Two of them landed right they just shot right between my arm and my tummy. We have La Serpiente, and La Garza. 7 and 17, the snake and the stork. Queen of clubs facing the Queen of wands. Well, they're facing each other. I would say that in general, prophecy 1 is about someone who faces themselves so that they can face others. The snake stands in between the Queen of clubs and the Queen of wands. The Queen of clubs and the Queen of hearts, sorry. The Queen of clubs is the Queen of wands, and she's often depicted with something that represents her shadow. Typically, they're in good, there's a balance. She has her ego under control. But in this case, it's turned against her. Now, because this is all on the same card, it's not reading to me like someone else projecting onto you. It's not reading to me like anything from anyone outside of you or anything from anything outside of you. Now, if your self-worth or self-esteem gets triggered, then you could think that other people think that something about it's almost like your thoughts could be projections from other people. You're basically projecting onto other people, thinking that they're thinking something of you or thinking that they're projecting onto you when in reality it's you. This could also be fears that you have that keep you from reaching out to others or being present with others. And it could also be lies that you tell yourself. Now, what is unfortunate, I guess, about this is the stork is taking flight. So it's also reading like things will move on with or without you. Even though you may be the Queen of Wands, it's like you're not so important that you stop anything else or everything else from happening. El Oso, 10 of Wands, the bear at the bottom of the deck. And this one looks aggressive. Now let's see how this changes as we go through these. I'm like filling these up too. Title card at the bottom of the deck. Jupiter in Leo, Jupiter in Gemini, sextile. And then we have the sun in Aries. So the energy is fortunate. It would be Jupiter in Leo trining the sun in Aries. Jupiter in Leo sextiling Jupiter in Gemini, sextiling the sun in Aries. We have the champion, the captor, and the politic. The champion is the one who has won her right to the throne. In this deck in particular, the politic come together for a prophecy. There is to be a new crowned king. But before he is to be king, he is, of course, to be prince. And at the Five of Wands, a competition is held to see who that prince will be. At the Six of Wands, it is revealed that the prince is actually a princess. So what was prophesied had come to pass, but in a way that no one had expected. And it's interesting because right before I pulled these, or as I was shuffling the deck, I had the thought of maybe this is you needing to do something outside of collective approval, right? Maybe the snake is you telling you that whatever is for the Queen of Cups and wherever the stork is going, it's not in alignment. For you to also go in that direction would be for you to compromise yourself in a way that the Queen of Wands doesn't typically compromise herself. And I can see that between, because first the champion came out, and then these two came out face down together, much like the two, the Norman cards for this prophecy. This is someone who has won the right to the throne, but someone who may be struggling to actually take it because it's not exactly how it was prophesied. It was prophesied that there would be a prince, and this is a woman. The Six of Wands in this deck also mentions sacrifice. The sacrifices that one has to make to get where they're going. So I guess this is along the lines of where you place your value in yourself and in your efforts versus where you place value in others and their opinions, and how badly you need their approval? Do you need it enough that you won't claim what is rightfully yours? Do you want it enough to sacrifice the very things that make you you? Because it's possible to make a choice or decision that would turn your own shadow self against you, that will turn your ego against you when you compromise. And it may be more than just a shadow. It could also turn your light against you too. So there's also a question of what one needs to change about themselves, what one needs to change about themselves, and what one should change. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a question of if it was worth it. And a question is just a question. There's no answer. The answer could be yes, it was worth it. The answer could be no, it wasn't. And there's also a question of what is truly required from you for you to live a life that is new, for you to actively sit on that throne. I didn't bring anything to cover potential spills. There's a single drop that dripped outside the cup. The plate! The plate! I'm gonna sit these on top of the plate next time I pour. Because, I feel like that would be a smart thing to do. I knew I kept this plate here for some reason. Anyway, there was a single drop that dripped outside of the cup. Oh, I need to switch the screen back, don't I? Excuse me. Stronghold of the Grail bringing tidings of the bread of life. The pages are strongholds in this deck, and they come with messages. Inside of the letter is the Ace of Pentacles, bread of life. The bottom of the deck is the defector. Prophecy 1, Vessel 2. There may be some merit to that which you feel from others. Because it's almost like you, and then the Empress is behind, and the wish granted. You have a wish that's being granted for you, coming into the life that you desire. Saturn conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. You may find opportunity where others struggle. Because as you're being guided to walk away, there is this tear in your reality that leads you to a brand new one. And your intuition, your discernment, your connections to people, your character, the way that people feel about you, that may cause them to offer you opportunity, or that may cause you to get further faster, or to be selected over another. A gift from the Empress is the fulfillment of one of your desires. I would almost say that there's an energy where it's like there are no shortcuts in life. And you didn't take any. Because you didn't take those shortcuts, something more is being offered. Right? So now I look at the snake coming from the Queen of Cups, Stork. Maybe everyone was flying in this direction, and you decided to stay still or stationary. Or because it's in a tree, you decided to continue nurturing, caring for, staying present in whatever you were in. And because you decided to stay, you were recognized. We all make choices and decisions. You made the right one for you. And others made the right ones for them. Now, there may be some distance that this causes between you and others, because it goes from the Three of Cups, which is a card of friends, to the Two of Cups, which is a card of those who are more than just friends, back to the Three of Cups, but the Three Cups are separate from those two. They hang above. They're also removed. If there was a friend group or a social group, or let's say it's a work situation, and you get promoted out of a group of your coworkers, and some don't take your promotion well, and so you almost get separated from the clique that you used to be a part of. Which is just an example, because with this Ace of Pentacles, with the bread of life, it feels so vastly different. It feels like a whole different world. Behind all of the cryptic hieroglyphics, Those might not even be hieroglyphics. Well, okay, they might be. What is it? Cuneiform, ancient Phoenician. I don't know what it is. But that's where this pinnacle sort of unfolds from. Space. It may be something brand new. Like you could be asked to come in on the ground floor of something. Maybe there's like a research and development project, or someone is looking to expand in some way. But your worth and your value is seen. Because you can do the difficult things. And sometimes you need someone, sometimes we need those who won't take the easy way out. Those who will stick it out and tough it through and see things through to the end. Because sometimes that's what it requires to get the payout that one desires. Oh, I'm almost done with this wine. I'm so excited. This one does not taste great. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're starting 3 with some honesty from me, because, all right. Excuse me. 3 gets honesty, and 3 also gets the card shuffled face up rather than face down. Oh, 3 wants to stay on the plate, on the dais, on the pedestal. I wouldn't be surprised if the 7 of Wands comes out, just as that higher ground. I guess, yeah, I'll take him. You get another page, another stronghold. Your page comes with the message of the burdened one. Knight of Swords, the shining winds, a swirling gale with universal Mercury. Universal Mercury having a greater sight. This is almost a burden of knowledge or information. Three makes me think of someone who can hear someone's other people's truest thoughts and feelings, and someone who struggles because of it. Now, obviously, for me, it's coming through as like media that I've seen. It's like, because you know how people truly feel, or because people can't hide things from you, it's like you would know when those close to you aren't truly happy for your success. And you may know when someone wishes not well upon you, but I don't necessarily know if the motivation behind it would be as known. Like, for example, you may not know that someone secretly wishes for your downfall just so that they won't be alone. You may just get the, oh, they don't wish me well. Now, Obviously, there are like competition and other things, other reasons that are less wholesome why someone may not wish for your success. But that's not always the case. That may also be one of the cases and one of the times where this gift could be a burden. You also get a card that came out face down, and it's the blind seer. Moon in Libra, sextile Saturn in Sagittarius. Prophecy 3 is about finding a way to turn a burden into a blessing, a curse into a gift. You may lament that you were born with a certain standing in life, with a certain knowing, with a certain modality, because of how it puts you at odds with others, and because of how difficult you may have found it to be comfortable and to feel safe around other people. I don't know if this is going to be brought on by an opportunity or if it is just one of those depths of self exploration things that will get you to find the blessing, that will get you to see how it can be a gift. But because this is coming through the page of Earth, I'm almost tempted to say that it's something that you find out in the real world. It's something that you find living life. If it had come through the page of cups, then maybe it would be more like spiritually bestowed. If it had come through a page of swords, maybe it would be something that you could just meditate upon. But because it's coming through the page of earth, it may be an initially burdensome circumstance that gets you to see things in a different way, to see the other side that remains hidden, Moon in Libra, or partially veiled. Interesting. So that is prophecy 1. I am now going to attempt to read through the I Ching for each one. And that is something that I wanted to do as I finish them, but I didn't. Book of Maps. I don't know why it didn't. I have it on my phone. My phone that isn't charged. Let's see if I have it on this computer. I don't think I do, but I know I have it on my laptop. Actually, I think I do have it on this computer. Yeah. We'll see. Do I not have Exodia? I should have it on here. I put it on here before I put it on my laptop, right? Yeah, PDF reader. Here we go. I had this thing when it was free. Book of Maps. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just really excited that it's on here. Where is my everything is in dark mode on this computer from before the surgery. Extra window, compare, no. Outline, there we go. Thumbnails, chapters. We go to the I Ching, integration with the I Ching. Here we go. Now, since I'm using the Vitruvian edition, these don't have the I Ching correspondences on the cards. So I have to look them up. So for the first one, I'm going to take the last two cards since there were three. Or should I do the first and the last? I'm actually going to take the first two. And that'll be the captor above the champion. So that is over thunder, lake. Lake over thunder. Lake over thunder is I Ching number 17, inspiring others. So if you chose prophecy 1, vessel 1, then your I Ching is, this is Lake over thunder, yes. To lead, first you must serve. A follower becomes the leader. Followers must come to you by their own volition. You cannot secure them by force or cunning. Force them and they will resist. Serve them and they will serve you. Reward loyalty with generosity. Trust in your own excellence. The leader acts with logic and detaches from emotion, but inspire your followers to act with emotion and detach from logic. Adapt to the circumstances. Change and perseverance bring you prosperity. Unlikely folk become your allies. Diversity is how you accomplish your objective. For I Ching number 2, it'll be quicker to just click this. We have, who are you? The Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Over wind, earth. Earth over wind for I Ching, prophecy 1, 2. Here is earth. There is wind. Number 46, push upward. So we're going to add like 40 to this. So 507. I Ching 46, push upward. A seed deep within the earth begins its push upward as it grows into a tree. Give the seed time to push through the resistance of the earth. In time, the seed will flourish. The sage adheres to virtuous practice and grows upward like the tree. Small victories accumulate to become greatness. One victory hoists up another until you attain supreme success. The winds of change are blowing in your favor, and the resources of the earth avail themselves to you. And then for the last one, prophecy 1, vessel 3, we are going to have, where's my correspondence table? I'll do Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords. So this is going to be Lake over Earth. Lake over Earth is I Ching number 45, Assembly. I Ching 45, Assembly. So here is 1. If I add 45 to this, that's like 500-ish. I Ching 45. Assembly, hold together. A leader rises among them. You are destined to gather the people in congregation and unite them under your purpose. But take care that when you do, you are also prepared to handle the strife that is bound to arise when people congregate. Sharpen your weapons. They will be needed to battle the dangers ahead. This is your forewarning. Have a contingency plan in place. Sacrificing your personal interests to follow a divine guiding force is beneficial. Choose progress. And anything in the I Ching can resonate. It ain't necessarily got to be the whole thing. It ain't necessarily got to be nothing. It's just an extra layer on these. I also love that I go from least to most yummy. Yeah, this fresh cut grass one is it's a little rough for me. But, you know, some people love grass. Some people eat grass, right? I mean, I'm not necessarily sure who those people are, but I'm sure that there's at least one person out there that does. Dandelion greens. I mean, I don't know if it's grass, but all right. I will go and grab number 2. You didn't need to see scene 4. It's fine though that you did. It don't matter. Oh, I meant to take these with me. It's fine. You can assume that all of this non-prophecy related speak that you hear is oracle mumbo jumbo. Before the assistants transcribe and translate whatever the oracle used to say. Wouldn't it be wild if, like, in Delphi, the oracle used to talk in like English or something, you know, in a language that was like not in use at the area? I don't know. Anyway. Prophecy 2, Rose. Oh, I read the back of these, don't I? Yes, I do. Put another I on this prophecy. Update the timestamp. You know, like I love to say, timestamps on this channel are approximations. I guess I'm not one of those that can put enough. Well, I do sometimes. I guilt trip myself into like tightening up timestamps. I'm like, we'll say 102.20. And I will begin by reading you the back of the label. This is Prophecy Rosé Vin de France 2021. At Prophecy Wines, our inspiration comes from the beauty of the harvest and the possibility of greatness in a glass. Wines are drawn from our premier global vineyard sites, individually selected to bear each of the varietal's defining characteristics. Prophecy Rosé showcases the best of the south of France. The wine is delicate and bright with layered notes of fresh red fruit, melon, and citrus, leading to a crisp and refreshing finish. I'll be the judge of that. Let me stay in character. Maybe this whole Prophecy 2 is a joke. I'm kidding. Sorry. Oof. I mean, hey, through virtue of the nature of this, I would expect it to get more and more unhinged as we go, even though I am very much so, like that door, hinged. I hope this stays here. It's the spill guard. Ooh, I see Anubis standing over the coffin. I see Anubis and lilies giving me Lilith. All right. Oh. Oh, okay. That was quick. A bouquet of fish. Queen of hearts, king of diamonds. I would say for Prophecy 2, it's all about the subtleties. 1 out of 3 of these fish actually notices the bouquet. The other 2 have completely missed it. The Queen of Spades with a marriage to the King of Pentacles is more so than a logical reasoning mind. It's a marriage of instinct and intuition, and how well it would go to serve an individual as they in their earthly pursuits. The Queen of Swords in herself is a marriage of intuition and instinct. The King of Pentacles is earthly pursuits. Favorable, very solid, good intuitive business sense. Fish are abundance, right? Bottom of the deck is the snake, Queen of Wands. I would say that not everything lucrative or profitable is worth pursuit. I would be tempted to say, because among the bounty, there is a snake. Or it may just speak to the quality of what one finds, because it attracts all kinds of people. Like the Queen of Swords, I guess we can get into the prophecies to see, but I'm assuming that it would be a character with more, not mortal, a person with good character, good morals, and good ethics. Okay? Or at the very least, decent. But you don't, like, it's not a requirement of being intuitive or empathic or anything that one be kind, caring, generous, compassionate, considerate, or anything. We all have intuition and discernment, and we can all develop it. It has no bearing on our character at all. And so there could be some who show up because they know it's going to be a hit, just like you do. To be discerning of character, apparently. All right, let's get into number one. So if you join me here, I am going to put a 1, a 2, and a 3 to represent the 3 vessels that I did not show you before. But I will, at this time, vessel 2 is this little teacup painted by my best friend. Vessel 3 is this little red solo cup purchased by me. And vessel 1 is this little thing from Holy Island that was purchased by me when I went to Holy Island with my best friend. So we're going to use the Spirit Keeper's Tarot to further break down and clarify this for each individual vessel. Bottom of the deck is the Sun in Aries, sextile, well, the Sun in Aries, the politic is the bottom of the deck. Sun in Aries, sextile, Venus in Aquarius, the Hector. Sextile, Mercury in Sagittarius, the sharpshooter. Followed by the Shining Quarry, Wild and Fertile Land, Knight of Pentacles. Also sextiling back to and conjuncting Venus in Aquarius, we have Mercury in Aquarius, the ferryman, and we have the element of water, traditionally, more modernly, Neptune, aka Pisces, in the outlaw, sacrifice, and redemption. Yeah, this is honestly, it almost feels like it reads more from an outside perspective at first. Like this, it's an energy where like others may think that it's unfair, that you seem to have all the connections, you seem to be in the right time at the right place. It's almost like you have some kind of insider information, when in reality, again, it feels like it just reads as your intuition. You have a strong intuition and you listen to it. You allow your intuition to work with your intelligence, with your logic, rather than them being competing forces, competitive forces. And because of that, again, it's like right time, right place. Because I'm thinking of the Hector and the sharpshooter. Like the sharpshooter would be the one who picks enemies off of the battlefield before they can even approach. The Five of Swords, Hector, is bringing in that it's unfair energy. But again, like you see the sun in the background in this card in particular. There is nothing unfair about it. In the church growing up, I would always hear favoritism ain't fair. But I mean, it's you listen to your intuition. It guides you, or you use it as a guide as you make choices and decisions in your life. And because of that, with the scarab beetle, it feels like it demystifies a lot of things for you. We end with the ferryman and the outlaw. A card depicting movement and a card depicting a sort of stagnancy. But I feel like in a way this could further, like this is you in your internal space connected with an eye of the sun and an eye of the moon, with that Neptune there. There's the snake that's actually at the bottom of the deck. Oh, look, and then here's the well. You got a deep well, and it runneth very wet. And then in the ferryman, he's holding universal Mercury. Universal Mercury is that greater, grander sight. It's looking at the big picture. It's seeing the parade from a bird's eye view. And again, your intuition and discernment will allow you to do that. So when you can see the parade from a bird's eye view, if you can see the maze from the sky, you know what twists and turns to take. You know what choices and decisions to make, and you know which ones to not make. It's a testament to your connectedness, and also a testament to your follow through. Because just to see it, just to know it, doesn't do much good if you don't do anything with that information. The Queen of Swords, Queen of Spades definitely does stuff with that information. That is part of the reason why she is so abundant with this King of Pentacles in that marriage. King of Diamonds with the fish, abundance. And again, it's that paying attention to the subtleties. It's that being able to read between the lines. It's also an emotional intelligence, just intelligent in every way. And again, it's an intelligence in every way that is married to an intuition that is strong. And that continues to get stronger the more you use it. Your prophecy is you get your own prophecies. You don't need me. Nobody needs me, but for the sake of this reading, why oughtst thou? Did you like come to the oracle just so that you could tell the oracle, hey, I'm an oracle too? I oracle my life. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move on to number 2. Ooh, I was a little bit scared that I wouldn't have enough and that somebody would choose a vessel that gets no prophecy. Your prophecy is there is no prophecy. It's like a blank fortune cookie. I've gotten them a few times. Probably like 3 times in my life. I see the Archangel of Healing at the bottom of the deck. We have the Dynasty, Mercury in Virgo, and the Empress, Venus. Bottom of the deck is Mars, the Tower. Venus and Mars with Taurus, the Holy See, and then the politic is everywhere today. Politic is getting around. But I guess, like, for the sake of what this is, the politic is 3 individuals coming together for one prophecy representing the past, the present, and the future. Their staffs too. So I guess I shouldn't be too whatever if it keeps showing up. Mars at the bottom of the deck, Venus coming out with this Mercury in Virgo. Now, the significance of Mercury is that it is one of the most easily bigendered both planets. Mercury is has aspects of both feminine and masculine. Mercury and Virgo, Mercury retrograded at the beginning of Virgo season when the sun, I was just telling this to my journey buddy, on the day that the sun transited into Virgo, Mercury went retrograde in Virgo. Very close to when the sun conjuncts the moon in Virgo, Mercury is going to go direct. So it's almost like without the context of the moon, without the subtlety of the moon, without everything underlying, even though the sun is there, the sun doesn't necessarily penetrate through earth. And it has diminishing penetration through water. If you get deep enough in the water, there will be no sunlight. If you go under the earth, there will be no sunlight. The sun most efficiently illuminates that which is above ground. But again, without all of that underlying, there's miscommunication, there's all of this other stuff until the moon is also there. And then we can get somewhere. But anyway, speaking of the sun and the moon, there you go. The sun and the moon are present on this card. That's when Mercury goes direct in Virgo, by the way. So wasn't completely just off rambling for no reason there. But it comes with the Empress, which is astrological Venus. The Emperor is astrological Aries and not Mars. So if it would have been the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, it would have been, the Emperor and the Empress, oh my gosh, divine counterparts or whatever. But through astrological rulership, it would have been a whole Venus with half of Mars. With the masculine half, with the fiery Martian half, but missing that deep, and I don't want to say troubled, sorry, missing that deep feminine scorpionic energy. And this Empress, this Venus, this Venusian energy is here to meet with all of Mars, not part of Mars, not half of Mars. And also with Mars showing up as the Tower, this is the Empress accepting Mars for who and what he is in his totality. So I would say that may be related to your gift, to see others, or it may also be related to a challenge. It's a question. It could be both. To see others in their totality, for their good and their bad, their positive and their negative, their best and their worst, but to also see yourself in that way, but on top of that, to allow yourself to be seen that way. The Queen of Swords is many things, but she isn't necessarily the first queen to show weakness to others or to allow herself to be vulnerable with others. There is something about total and mutual acceptance, though, that allows for things to bloom where otherwise there is nothing. This void in the Kabbalah tree of life has the flower on it, or whatever that is. That's a flower. Has a flower on it. Typically, we see the void as empty. This may also go to illustrate your ability to create things within a void, or it may illustrate your ability to find resource, substance, or your cup is still on the dish. Resource, substance, or something of value where others would be dismissive. You make treasure out of trash. You make treasure out of what others may find or see as trash. I mean, you could turn garbage into, it makes me think of, was it Miss Cracker and RuPaul's Drag Race season, whatever that was, who talked about how when they were children, they would go thrifting and stuff with their mom, but also that they would like sew clothes. So maybe some of it they just bought like fabric or material and then created clothes, or maybe some of the clothes they got, they repurposed or did that thing where you like turn it into fabric basically. So that gives you some kind of dexterity or handiness. Also, in this specific depiction of the tower, the axe of Shiva is present. Oh, but look, the two crescent moons, waxing and waning. The axe of Shiva is present that removes corruption. Did I tell you that the Hierophant, the Holy See? Yeah, I did. The Holy See is under Mars. So this would be Taurus trine Virgo, or the energy of Taurus working with Mercury in Virgo, but also the marriage between Venus and Mars. Again, rather than the marriage between the emperor and the empress. So there is something very bigger picture. There's something very all of you, something very not choosing to be blind or ignorant to a certain side of someone, but still in that being able to reach an agreement enough for that Hierophant marriage. So on top of intuition and discernment, there is a ability to judge, but it's not. I don't want to use the word judging because of the connotations that it has. To decide accurately with all of the information, both pros and cons, who and what to commit to. While also, I would assume at the same time, being just as open, honest, and vulnerable. Yeah. On her crown is the entire zodiac wheel. So it looks at the whole thing and all of its seasons and all of its cycles. Maybe also, too, it is patient enough to see something in all of its seasons and all of its cycles. Present enough, too, patient and present enough to see something and someone and oneself and all of the seasons and cycles. The Empress bestows upon the Emperor her scepter, the Ankh. It's gifted to him by her. And so it is a very, very big choice and it's a very big decision to make. But also with the dynasty here, this is an empress with an ability to be present for, to nurture and care for, and to bring into the world things that will last multiple lifetimes. Because it's the dynasty, it's the legacy. It's about more than just the here and now, it's about forever after. And again, it's like in this energy, it is multifaceted enough in itself and in its observation to make a pretty good choice and decision. Let's see if we'll finish the rosé. I'll honestly probably go live tomorrow and just combine the rest of these. Yeah, because it's a little bit left. I gotta shuffle like this because I'm at the edge of the desk. Well. Prophecy 3. The title card flipped over for you. Bottom of the deck is the Archangel of Glory, and I see the Chariot of Osiris. I see the title, Chariot of Osiris, beneath it. See the title card. Oh, hold up. The Hermit is actually under the Archangel of Glory, the Erudite, Hermit of the Mysteries. And then Chariot of Osiris, the chariot is behind that. This is all about maybe it's about what you do with your material resources, right? There's a lot of abundant, like the fish symbolize abundance. And the Archangel of Glory is the angel of art and grace. It's all about creation. The things that we, make: music, poetry, the arts. And because the title card is here, it's not for me to say. The title card for me is the Live Life and Find Out card. Because sometimes it can be more disadvantageous for us to go into a situation with wrong or incomplete information than it would be for us to go into a situation blind. Especially because the timeliness of at least readings on this channel aren't necessarily always immediate. We don't necessarily know when the time is going to be for, like, when the time something occurs is, or when the time is going to be for a certain energy for us to make a choice decision, whatever. There could be something that we discover, something that we learn, a way in which we grow, something that we heal, something that no longer ties us or binds us at the time that it comes to pass, that we don't know is going to not be there or be there when we make that choice and decision. So if I was to say prematurely, based off the information that we have at the time and moment that we hear the reading or when I pull the card, our minds would be set in a certain direction. Again, not knowing what's going to happen and transpire in between, that may get us to actually pursue a different path at that point. So I leave these cards in the deck, title cards and blank cards, as the Live Life and Find Out. Something between now and then is going to happen that is unexpected and that can't be planned for, that will cause us to probably make a different choice or decision, or if we make the same choice and decision, we're going to do so with more information. And because we're going to do it with more information, we're going to do it for a different reason. And sometimes the reason behind a choice and decision is just as important, if not more important, than the choice or decision itself. So this Archangel of Glory, it's almost like, again, with that abundance, with that money, this is almost about what you do with it, more so than it is about how you earn it. Are you earning it? Or you sort of building that dynasty, legacy, whatever, rather than it being on like the gathering side or the amassing side, it's almost on the expenditure side. What you used to do with it, causes, organizations, family members, yourself, your wants, desires, because the King of Wands is also about desires, It's your business. Literally. You may be a business owner. I just moved this Archangel of Glory up to reveal the titles behind it. And again, it revealed immediately to the chariot of Osiris. That erudite is nowhere to be seen unless I go looking for it. The erudite being the hermit is wisdom, though, as well. But maybe it could be the case of like potentially being unwise with one's fortune. It could also be the case of like not needing, it's like unwise in a way that wastes, that squanders, but it could also be unwise in a way that's like not logical, like not doing the safe investment, doing the one that you believe in. With the chariot of Osiris, Osiris is resurrected, right? So it could be, especially with the title card here too, it could be an opportunity to bring back, to resurrect, to reinvest into building back up something that is in a state of disrepair, about to be foreclosed, like if it's a historical building in your community or something like that, or something that's being forgotten, that has been forgotten. So I'm actually going to run to the restroom because I got to. Whew. Over halfway through. Wow. I almost wonder if I should put numbers on the vessels now. It's fine. So now I'm going to do the I Ching for these, and then I'm going to move on to Prophecy 3, and we're going to close down this video. And I'm going to finish organizing. I have consolidated everything into this one room, and I have found a place out there for the rest of the stuff. I'm excited. Like I was sitting in the living room earlier and just like without the clutter being in there, it just feels amazing. The energy in this place is gorgeous. Anyway, what's interesting is the only one that I'm going to do an I Ching for is the second one. Number 3 doesn't get an I Ching because it was the title card, and I already told number 3 how I interpret title cards. Number 1 doesn't get an I Ching because number 1 doesn't even need a prophecy. so 2, we have heaven over, the mountain. Heaven over mountain is I Ching number 33, retreat. So we're going to add about 30 to this, which will take us to 495. I Ching 33, retreat, withdraw, absconding. Hostile forces are advancing upon you, and a confrontation will not serve your interests. It is better to retreat for now, but do not mistake the act of retreat with fleeing. Do not abandon the endeavor. Retreat, but plan your counterattack. Show your strength by bringing your opponent to a standstill. By retreating now, your opponent will come to a position of rest. When your opponent is in that position of rest, you can then descend down and attack. Now, again, the I Ching, maybe something in there will resonate, maybe something in there within that passage is relevant. Maybe none of it is. Maybe the only relevance is heaven over the mountain, right? Like a holy mountain type energy, but you actually reach heaven or the heavens when you go to that holy mountain. You know? I don't know. So, prophecy 3. Woo! Wait, let me put these cards back first. And then we'll head into the last and final prophecy. I'm excited to get this done. I'm excited to have this done, you know. It's probably been at least about a month now. And if you are joining me live and you weren't here for the beginning of it, the live chat is turned off for this video. There is nothing that you're doing wrong. Your screen isn't, you know, malfunctioning. The comments will be present afterwards, though, because I am pretty sure I will not decide to disable them. Even though now that I talked about it, I'm kind of tempted to, but I already said in the beginning that I wouldn't. So I wouldn't disable them. So all right. And I'm gonna go and grab that botella. How do I say that bottle? Esa botella? Esa botella or aquella botella? Oops. Esa is that, or aquella is also that. Botella is bottle. I don't know. Wait. Voy a llegar? Voy a llegar. Esa botella. How do I say from? Del nevera? From the refrigerator? Or refrigerador? Nevera? Is that it? I think that's how I say it. Voy a llegar. Esa botella del refrigerador. I think nevera is also refrigerator, but I don't know. Anyway, that's Duolingo for you. Oh, this is more Oracle mumbo jumbo nonsense. I'm like wiping these out with a damp paper towel in between. Oops. Just to cleanse the vessels and to limit cross-contamination. All right. So if you chose Prophecy 3 and you click the timestamp and this is where you join me, then I will, well, I guess I'll date that date. I will time the timestamp a little bit further behind so you can actually hear that part. So we'll call it 142:20, and that will hopefully capture it. Yeah. This is your video lead reminder that timestamps are approximations on this channel. So, if this is where you join me live again, the live chat is disabled, so it is nothing wrong on your end. Yeah, so if you chose Prophecy 3, you chose this bottle right here, this one, this prophecy. For that one, I am going to be using the Mirror Truth Lenormand. This is the vessel that I'm going to drink from before I get the Lenormand. This will be vessel 1, a shot glass from Holy Island that I got when I went with my best friend. Vessel 2 is going to be this little teacup that was painted by my best friend. Vessel 3 is going to be this little red solo cup that was purchased by me, not with my best friend. I feel like I'm getting really comfortable with, I mean, I believe should be. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's get into it. Prophecy 3. Just gotta sip a little Oracle juice. I'm ready for more pizza. That was Oracle Mumbo Jumbo, by the way. If I say anything that's not related to the actual prophecy, then that's me just muttering nonsense while the priestly oracle guide assistant people translate it for you. Bottom of the deck is birds, and these birds look like birds of prey. I don't know if they're hawks. I don't know if they're falcons. I don't know if there's something else. 7 of diamonds, number 12. What's interesting is they're in the city. Bird's eye view. Now, one card came out. The first card flipped out face down. The second card flipped out face up. The second card is ring. The first card is bear. Ooh. 10 of clubs, ace of clubs. Because it's bearing, it could be like someone getting their bearings. But it also could be like something that someone is bearing, as in like something that someone is carrying. And then one finding their bearings is like one finding their footing. There's also energy of significant delays here, because the bear feels like it takes a long time. And then the ring is a commitment. But it's like for something long lasting or eternal, at least, especially within this incarnation, for something till death do you part in this incarnation. It's almost like what it takes on the front end to have something as substantial and long lasting on the back end. And that may be something that only the birds see. It could also be because of that, while we are getting our bearings, we don't necessarily, it's almost like we can't necessarily see until a certain moment, time, or circumstance how some of the things that we're going through or experiencing right now, or that we have gone through and have already experienced will be significant. Lessons that we're learning, people that we're meeting, such situations that we're experiencing, until the time comes to put that knowledge from these experiences into play, or until those connections come forward with in any way they come forward, we don't know. Or it can be hard to know why it's happening. Ten of Clubs, Ten of Wands is a burden. Ace of Clubs, Ace of Wands is inspiration. Seven of Diamonds, Seven of Pentacles is a card of cultivation. So the things that we bear are nourishment for the seeds that, when they grow, will provide us with newfound inspiration. Mama Bear is looking at this ring now. Two of these bears are kind of looking in the direction of this ring. And one of these bears isn't. So because 2 out of 3 are at least facing in this direction, it feels a little bit harder to miss. Like, you might know that something good is coming. You may know that the effort that you're putting in will be worth it in the end. But, of course, the more time that passes, the greater the question of like, okay, well, when is this actually going to happen? When is this going to precipitate? Oh, I didn't read you the back of the bottle. At Prophecy Wines, our inspiration comes from the beauty of the harvest and possibility of greatness in a glass. Our wines are drawn from premier global vineyard sites, individually selected to bear each of the varietal's defining characteristics. Prophecy Pinot Grigio showcases the best of high-altitude Pinot Grigio from the Del Vinizzi, DOC, in the northeast of Italy. Notes of light citrus, tropical fruit, and minerals offer crisp refreshment, complemented by delicate floral aromas. So this is Pinot Grigio del Vinizzi 2021. And let's go. It's very like crisp or very sharp on the front today. I was shopping this. Oh, now I gotta take them. Darn it. So we have the Demiurge and the Nocturne. Venus in Aries, square Jupiter in Capricorn. These two landed face down when I was shuffling the deck. And then 2 cards came out face down that pushed those 2 into my lap and off of the desk. So now I'm like, I gotta take them. Bottom of the deck is the Journeyman, Sun and Mercury. Sun and Mercury. Sun in a sign ruled by Mercury. Sun in Virgo, the Journeyman. I Googled it one day because I don't know what it means. And the Demiurge it reads like one that is able to literally create their reality, or one who is literally able to create reality in general. The Nocturne, I also Googled one day, and I feel like it's like a song or something. Am I going to Google it again now? No. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. I'm just as lost in these prophecies as you hopefully aren't. But the Nocturne has North Node, South Node. The world that is, the world that was, the better case scenario world, the worser case or worst case scenario world, and then the Ouroboros snake that is in between them. Now, the two cards face down, we have the bread of life, Ace of Orbs, the darkening with the defector, Eight of Chalices, Saturn and Pisces. So, excuse me, this would be Saturn and Pisces opposing Sun and Virgo. But Jupiter and Capricorn would be sextiling Saturn and Pisces. Jupiter and Capricorn would also trine Sun in Virgo. So Jupiter and Capricorn, this nocturne, this Two of Pentacles is feeling like the linchpin, if I'm using that word correctly, in Prophecy 3.1 that I will now put on the screen. So if you're joining me here, you might want to go back at least 30 seconds. So it would be Jupiter and Capricorn squaring Venus and Aries, trining the Sun in Virgo, and sextiling Saturn and Pisces. Capricorn is the one thing that has a clean aspect to all three of these. And I say clean because it's not semi-squaring, or it's not semi-sextiling. It's not semi-sextiling with a 30 degree or sesquiquadrating or whatever. Aries and Virgo sesquiquadrate, or they're in conjunct. And then Aries and Pisces would semi-sextile, because a sextile is 60. So a semi-sextile would be like 30, I think. Capricorn has clean aspects, major aspects, easy aspects, at least for me, to all of these energies. So we have a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles that would require us to walk away from something with the defector on this side. And maybe that's it. Maybe Prophecy 1 has been doing a lot of work with this Eight of Orbs. And it is in the process, it's in like the last lap. On the last lap is in the process of concluding a great work. But it puts them at odds with the life in the world in which they wish to create, and the one that they're already sort of in. It's like this Ace of Pentacles lies outside of the old life, that South Node world in this nocturne. South Node down here. And so for you, I would say it's a question of worth. I think that there can be times, or I think that there are times, where it may be more valuable to us to stay where we are than it would be to like call it quits and sort of move on. Or, you know what I mean? And if we look at how these cards are presented, the Ace of Pentacles falls on the side of what the defector is walking away from. So maybe it is actually possible to have a new beginning, or to have significant enough change in one's experience, like 3D physical experience, in one's day-to-day life, or in their finances, where they are. And on the other side is the demiurge. Now, this could also be like choosing to work for yourself rather than work for someone else. Or it's that choice point. It's the decision in between the two. Capricorn is foundational. Capricorn is resourceful. Jupiter is expansive. So it could be an increase in resources. It could be expansion of one's foundation. Or it could be because Jupiter also rules higher education and philosophy. It could be knowing or learning how to better utilize one's resources. It's almost like with the resources that you have, you can actually make a lot more than you may have thought at the outset or in the beginning. Right? It's like, let's say that you want to make some kind of risotto, because risotto is the thing that just popped into my mind. But you don't think you have all the ingredients to make a risotto. For some reason, you don't think you have tomatoes. And so you're like, okay, I can't make the type of risotto that I want to make because I don't have tomatoes. So I'm going to go into the fridge to see what I can make. And then you find the tomatoes. You're like, oh, I can make that risotto that I want to make. Or you find a different ingredient and you make, like, there's something else completely different that you can make that you've actually kind of sort of been wanting for a minute. And you're like, oh, yeah, I could just do that. It honestly feels, though, like either way, you're going to be good. Rather you go or rather you stay. If you go or if you stay, you're going to be good because of the work that you've already done, because of your resourcefulness, and because Jupiter sits at the center of all of this. And it's because Jupiter is so expansive, it feels like there is a whole lot of grace in this. But it may just be a question of, what it is that you want. If you do work for someone else, though, there is inherently less fluidity and flexibility that you have because you work for someone else. Through virtue of working for someone else, through virtue of someone else being your boss. But that doesn't necessarily mean that those would be things that like you would want anyway. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that, again, let's use dinner. You want to have dinner, but if you go to a restaurant and the restaurant is non-smoking, like, oh, well, if I go out to eat, I won't be able to smoke. But like, you don't smoke anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like the thing that you would be sacrificing isn't necessarily something that you would want or desire or something that would be relevant to you anyway. So consider yourself as you're looking at losses and pros and cons, Prophecy 3, vessel number 2. Hold up, sorry. Don't mind me. Prophecy 3, vessel 2. Can you tell that the wine is starting to hit a little bit? Oh, you go here. Ooh. Ooh. This card hit the table and turned. I think it turned itself face down. The Wheel of Life, the Sphinx, destiny turning, Jupiter in reverse. I mean, the Wheel of Life in reverse is no different than the Wheel of Life upright. We see the Sphinx upright with a sword upright on the top with no sword, but the scales in reverse. So because the scales are in reverse, or because the scales are featured instead of the sword, this is a Wheel of Life that is predicated upon that which is already done. Upright, it could be more because of the sword, like what choices and decisions can you make to turn a situation or to affect fortune or to turn things in your favor. But in reverse, it's almost it's balancing out. Bottom of the deck is the Reaper, which is death. Passage to initiation. I'm gonna get one more card though. Let me get one more at least. Archangel Commander. Bottom of the deck is the Archangel of Mysteries. Honestly, it's a little bit, this energy is a little Jovian. It's a little Jovian. Because it almost reads like the divine thinks that the divine is convinced that your faith is strong and that you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. The divine is confident that you'll rise to the occasion. So, this for Prophecy 3, Vessel 2, it's less about the things that will be happening, and it's more about how you will respond to the things that are happening. I feel like there's almost an energy, or there's almost a possibility for you to direct the flow of energy through the power of presence and through the knowledge and information that you've gained or that you have. Angel of Storms and Battles is the Archangel Commander. And because destiny turning is in reverse, this is less about things that are destined for you or things that are predestined in your life or predetermined. And it's more about how you utilize your free will. So it would be a destitutional. It would be a destitutional, like blank spot. Almost like destiny carried you this far. And now it's up for you to make a choice. It's up to you to make a choice. And the choice that you make determines how things unfold or queue up moving forward. Like I'm thinking about it like a decision tree. Like if you go left, there is this subsequent series of choices and decisions and possibilities open to you. And if you go right, there's this subsequent series of choices and decisions and possibilities that are open to you. So it's almost like because of that, it's a break in destiny. Like destined until this point, and then destined until this point, and then branching off, there are subsequent destinies based upon which you choose. And I'm looking at the ring, and it's almost like your loyalties are being tested. But it's an opportunity for you to discover what it is that you are truly loyal to. And I don't know if that's the nature of the decision, that it doesn't, um, because the decision could be so almost ambiguous. Not ambiguous. It's like because the decision is so decidey, or because the decision or the choice is so like not heavily weighted one way or the other. It's almost insignificant. It's not an insignificant decision, but it almost feels like one. Like, oh, am I gonna have apple juice, orange juice, coffee, tea, or water today? Like any choice or decision, like it's just a choice. You know what I mean? And if you have coffee or tea that's caffeinated and caffeine does something for you, then maybe you'll start your day with a little bit more energy. If you choose the apple or the orange juice, then maybe it'll do something else. And if you go with the water or nothing, then something else. But it's not like a life or death sort of choice or decision. It's an opportunity to experience agency. And that's why it feels like this destitutional or this destiny blind spot, a space of pure free will. I almost want to pull in, I will. Well, the Archangel of Mysteries is at the bottom of the deck. So maybe I won't. Because I almost want to pull another card. The Two of Chalices I see behind the Archangel of Mysteries. There you go. You see the title, Two of Chalices. So I won't. Because this is about, it's almost like, let's say that you are deciding who you want to invest in a relationship with or marry. And there are two equally qualified, let's say that you are in charge of hiring, and there are two equally qualified candidates. It's like, do I want this candidate because they have pros and cons, or do I want this candidate because they have pros and cons? Either candidate is an amazing candidate. There is no wrong choice or decision. It's just like, which one do you want? And that's for you to decide. So I'm not going to pull anything. But in that, it's like the truth of your heart will be made plain because of what you pick, because of what you choose, because of what you decide, because of the stance that you take and the side that you fall on. And we're going to move on to Prophecy 3, Vessel 3. Prophecy Vessel 3. There's no more Prophecy 3. I was trying to like not say nothing when I was pouring Prophecy 2s because I got like, I didn't feel Prophecy 2 all the way up, but it was like almost full. It wasn't where I typically feel the little teacup. And I was like, wow, there's nothing left for Prophecy 3. And I tried to like not show it on my face. And it's funny because I thought that this might happen with Prophecy 2. And I was like, well, if Prophecy 2 Vessel 3 doesn't get a prophecy, then their prophecy that there is no prophecy beyond what the first two cards are. And I guess I already provided a prophecy for Prophecy 3 in general. So for Vessel 3, you would sort of just go back and rewatch Prophecy 3 prior to Vessel 1. You could also choose Vessel 1 or 2. You could choose whatever you want to choose. Now, I'm going to try to show you how much is in here because it's like maybe a drop. There are like 3 drops in here. Because there are 3 drops here, I'm going to cut the deck. You get the Blind Seer. Hello? Oh, I did not mean to smack the microphone off of the desk. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if you can hear me anymore. Okay, so this says Mike Ox is still moving. If I get real close to this, okay, it is. All right. It's still moving on the YouTube. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I cut the deck to the Blind Seer because that's what you get. You got 3 drops. So you don't even get enough for a full shuffle. The Blind Seer is Moon in Libra. So yeah, which is basically your prophecy is to continue within yourself. Maybe meditate upon these 2 cards and see what you get. I'm like, there we go. Because, or it's like the divine itself will reveal to you. Or maybe at a moment of crossroads or indecision when you think you need a sign, signal, symbol, or synchronicity the most, reflect upon the bear in the ring. Get your bearings together. Take consideration of what it is that you're bearing. Maybe some things that you would like to lighten or loosen. And then determine how it is that you would want to move forward. But that is the extent of the prophecy that you get from me because there was literally like 3 drops. Maybe 4. 1 fell on my lip and at least 2 fell on my tongue. Oh, snap. Well, I was going to do the I Ching. I was going to do the I Ching for those, but I already put the cards away. So this was Pick-a-Propecy. Again, if you are joining me live, the live chat for this video has been turned off. Your YouTube is not bugging. There is nothing wrong on your side of things. It was purposefully disabled. But now I will get final cards. Oh, that's a lot, but I will do it. I'm going to timestamp it too. Oops. I don't even have to go and put this back in the refrigerator because it's empty. Oh, there's the plate. I was like, whoa. We'll say 217.50. 217.50 final cards. Hold up. My numlock is turned off. Oh, now we gotta say 218 because it took me so long. 218.10. So we are going to start with the SKT. Archangel of Mysteries at the bottom of the deck. Again, opening and closing the prophecy, Pick-a-Propecy reading. Take them as they resonate. If they resonate, I hope you have an excellent, whenever you see this and you're acting in alignment to all that you wish to experience your reality. And more than anything else, I hope that you are listening to your intuition, utilizing your discernment, and working in conjunction with those very helpful and very beneficial guides and your crew to get you wherever it is that you're going. So, SKT, final card, please. We're going to keep going until something flips over, regardless of how long this takes. Ace of Pentacles, Bread of Life. The Darkening. Bottom of the deck is the Ebony Shield, Power and Authority of Earth. The power and authority of Earth itself is offering this brand new beginning, is offering you a get out of your life and into a better one. Free card, but it's like, is it free if one of the caveats or prerequisites of it was all of the work that you've already done? Not really. You paid for it up front. And what my eye draws most to as I look at this card this time is this plant in particular, but both of these plants. So it's like you planted seeds that sprouted roots and started growing on the other side of the wall. But it's almost like it's because they grew on the other side of the wall. It's like the Queen of Pentacles was living next door and there was a fence that separated you. Because it was planted so close, or because the roots are so widespread, part of it shoots up onto her side of the fence. And because of the nature of the plant, or because of its vibrancy, didn't even notice that one, just these two before. But because of its verdancy, she can tell that, like, you take really good care of your plants, that the environment and the soil is like perfect. Efforts that are recognized on the other side of the veil. And because of that, more is granted to you. Take it if it resonates, as it resonates. Of course, as always. Here we go. I'm like looking for these decks. And so first to go away will be the expanded edition of the Gilded Reverie, the Normand. I didn't even tie my hair back today. We can do one card. However, there we go. Crossroads, number 22. Queen of Diamonds. Honestly, with the Crossroads, it was just 22222 on the timer. As I looked up, it was 22222, and here's 22. Honestly, today it's reading like there's a third path here that the red carpet goes to. So I don't know if it's like oh yeah, and then the fox is at the bottom of the deck. The fox being a cunning, being a sly energy. It's like unadvertised, unseen, unimmediately seeable, or unimmediately available opportunities. It's like when you're offered an A or a B, there's like a secret third option that is also available. Oh, I gotta go to the restroom again. Excuse me, but I'm gonna try my hardest to finish this out because I only got 2 decks left to go. That didn't even shuffle. There we go. The heart, number 24, and the dog at the bottom of the deck. That's a 6 and a 9, right? 24, 6, 18, 9. 6 and 9 is interesting because it's a card. It's a number of mutual, of mutual giving and receiving of pleasure. It's like if you have done a lot of heart work, if you've done a lot of heart healing, know that your heart as it is now will not lead you astray, will not misguide you, and will not put you in similar positions and situations, or will at the very least not allow you to stay in similar positions and situations to the ones that you may begrudge of the past because you've healed it. Because you now love you, there is less that you are open and available to. But in the same term, there is also more. More love that honors you, more people, places, things, jobs, and opportunities that honor you, that will value you. Because you now honor, love, and value you. La Santa Muerte. La Santa Muerte come with 4 cards. La Luna, the moon, el ataúd, the coffin, los bujos, the birds, and los peces. Or los peces? The fish. Bottom of the deck is Caballero, the man that is alive, skin and bones, in the flesh. Ain't gotta die to live again. Honestly, because of the moon and the coffin, this feels like there's an energy of things that you have put to rest that you might not even fully consciously know. But because of all of these things that are happening in the dark, there will now be like this incoming abundance that will come to you in the flesh. Again, you don't have to die to live again type of energy because you've already died a spiritual or egoic death. So thank you for watching. I hope this resonates. I hope that you have an excellent whatever whenever you see this. If you're not, I hope you have a much, much, much better one relatively soon. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope that you find whatever you need along your path, journey, or way. Bye.